prepare to grip the edge of your seat with Netflix's top 10 horror thrillers. From relentless suspense to shocking twists, these chilling picks blur the line between fear and adrenaline. Number 10, The Green Inferno.
Fire!
A group of passionate student activists travels from New York to the Amazon to document deforestation and protect isolated tribes, hoping their footage will spark global change. Led by idealists Justine and Alejandro, they chain themselves to bulldozers in protest, only to face betrayal and disaster when their plane crashes deep within the jungle. The survivors find themselves captured by a tribe that contradicts their message of environmental compassion, their struggle for survival twisting into an unrelenting descent into blood-soaked horror. Directed by Eli Roth, The Green Inferno serves as a visceral homage to Italian cannibal films of the late 1970s and early 1980s, infused with Roth's trademark gore and bleak irony. Number 9, The Decline.
Lucide, qui ont un idéal en commun. Tout le monde ensemble.
Antoine, a cautious father troubled by impending disaster, travels to a remote survivalist retreat led by Eileen, an austere instructor promoting self-sufficiency and readiness. The camp, nestled deep in the Canadian wilderness, immerses its attendees in rifles, homemade explosives, and apocalypse drills, until one trainee dies in a pipe bomb accident. Panic fractures fellowship, survival doctrine fractures into suspicion, and logic gives way to primal fear. As the group debates calling authorities, Eileen enforces silence with escalating brutality, tipping the retreat into a cold battleground. Antoine and Rachel flee into the frozen forest, where taut mistrust and elemental peril collide. The Decline is a chilling survival thriller that peels back survivalist bravado to reveal the fragility of trust amid ideological collapse and isolation in the snow-blanketed wilderness. Number 8, The Chalk Line. A suburban couple, Paula and Simon, discover a mute young girl wandering alone in the road and bring her home. No one claims her, yet she responds to the name Clara. As they start fostering her, something unsettling unfolds. Clara never crosses the chalk lines the couple draws through their home for her to stay within. Paula becomes entranced by Clara's silence, cryptic utterance of a German word, and strange behaviors that hint at a horror buried beneath tenderness. Each chalk line becomes a fragile boundary between compassion and dread, and Paula's yearning for connection blurs with the dawning realization that Clara's presence is tethered to a forgotten trauma. The chalk line is a psychological descent into maternal obsession and the terror of unspoken histories unfolding within domestic confines. Number 7, Eileen.
Secrets and lies. Some things are so twisted.
On a bitter winter's day in 1964 Massachusetts, Eileen Dunlop toils in isolation as a stifled secretary at a juvenile detention facility. Her humdrum existence, marked by caring for her emotionally abusive alcoholic ex-chief of police father, is jolted by the arrival of Dr. Rebecca St. John, a glamorous new psychologist whose intellect and allure awaken buried desires in Eileen. Their connection deepens into a fragile intimacy that fractures when Rebecca draws Eileen into a dark investigation involving a violent secret within the facility's walls and a harrowing act that forever alters Eileen's fate. Eileen is a haunting descent into obsession, identity, and rupture, unraveling in murky emotional shadows and ending on an unsettling note that lingers in the mind. Number 6, Compliance.
I'm just trying to do my job.
I didn't do anything.
I did a bad thing.
That man's asking me to do things that ain't right.
On a routine day in a small-town fast food restaurant, manager Sandra receives a call from someone identifying himself as Officer Daniels, accusing a young employee, Becky, of theft. Under his insistence, Sandra isolates Becky in the office and conducts invasive searches, starting with pockets and escalating to a humiliating strip search and further coercive demands, while employees and Sandra's fiancé follow each degrading instruction. Panic and duty collide as Sandra's moral compass fractures, and the boundary between authority and abuse crumbles. Compliance delivers a relentless, real-time psychological horror, rooted in the brutal reality of the 2004 Kentucky strip search phone scam. Number 5, Message from the King.
I love you so much.
Jacob King, a quiet stranger from Cape Town, lands in Los Angeles with a single purpose: to track down his missing younger sister. Armed with little more than resolve and a return ticket, he quickly learns that her disappearance hides something far more sinister. What begins as a personal search for truth spirals into a relentless descent through LA's underbelly, unmasking corruption that coils around politicians, crooked dentists, and secretive elites. Each clue pulls King deeper into a brutal theater of vengeance cloaked in moral ambiguity. The film is a terse, noir-tinged revenge thriller that threads grief and fury through the city's glimmering facade, revealing how far one man will go when justice becomes his only language. Number 4. Before I Wake. Jesse and Mark Hobson, grieving the accidental drowning of their young son, open their hearts to 8-year-old foster child Cody. Their tenuous new family finds solace in wonder when one night brilliant butterflies materialize in the living room, magical moments that vanish the instant Cody wakes. Soon grief wanes and dread seeps in as their dead son appears, not in memory but flesh and bone. Cody's dreams manifest with dangerous clarity, birthing tender visions and nightmare-born demons known as the Canker Man. The boundary between love and terror blurs, pushing Jessie into moral extremes as she confronts loss, trauma, and the uncanny power of memory made real. Directed by Mike Flanagan, Before I Wake weaves surreal fantasy with melancholic horror, forging a haunting reflection on grief, motherly devotion, and the cost of conjuring the past. Number 3. Woman of the Hour.
No matter what words they use, the question beneath the question remains the same.
A struggling actress named Cheryl Bradshaw, chasing her big break in late 1970s Los Angeles, reluctantly accepts her agent's plea to appear on The Dating Game. On the televised set, she encounters Bachelor 3, the charming and unsettling Rodney Alcala, unaware that beneath his polished smile lies a serial killer. As the taping unfolds, flashbacks intercut with Alcala's hidden atrocities expose a world where misogyny and deception allow predators to walk in plain sight. Cheryl's instincts ripple with silent dread as she navigates the tape and light cruelty of the entertainment industry, the danger lurking behind televised glamour and her own survival instincts. Directed by Anna Kendrick in her feature debut, Woman of the Hour weaves tense psychological horror through real history, illuminating systemic sexism, the predatory ease of violence masked by charm, and the terror of becoming merely another moment in a script. Number 2. 7 Prisoners. Mateus, an 18-year-old from rural Brazil, leaves behind a struggling family to seek opportunity in Sao Paulo. He and other boys are promised legitimate work in a scrapyard, but instead fall into a cruel system of debt bondage. Passports seized, work unpaid, and oppressive overseer Luca enforcing their captivity with intimidation. In this industrial prison of rust and ruin, survival grows entwined with complicity as Mateus navigates loyalty, protection of home, and moral disintegration. Each choice drags him deeper under Luca's control while exposing the machinery of modern slavery. 7 Prisoners delivers a raw, unforgiving portrayal of exploitation and desperation, threading social horror with psychological suspense until nothing remains simple or redeemable. Number 1. Sleep Tight.
Sí, como conserje tenía acceso al llavero. ¿Me pasa algo? Las cosas se están complicando.
Cesar, the concierge of a Barcelona apartment building, is a polite yet deeply unhappy man who finds perverse comfort in making others miserable. Obsessed with Clara, a radiant new tenant in 5B, he sneaks into her apartment under the cover of night, injecting her care products with substances that slowly unravel her serenity. His twisted routine hides behind courteous gestures and practiced normalcy, casting joy as something to be dismantled. Sleep Tight is a chilling psychological thriller that forces identification with the villain, trapping viewers in the claustrophobic intimacy of his intentions and eroding the sanctity of domestic space. The film's unseen horrors and relentless atmosphere leave a lasting resonance, proving how terror thrives not in grand spectacle but in the quiet corruption of kindness. Here are 4 other movies you have to see. Mayhem. A deadly virus spreads through a corporate office, triggering uncontrollable rage in its victims. Recently fired attorney Derek Cho must fight through his infected co-workers to reach the top floor and clear his name. Blood, chaos and brutal justice erupt within the quarantined building. Meander. A woman wakes inside a futuristic tunnel system fitted with a countdown timer and forced to crawl through deadly traps. With no memory of how she got there, survival becomes her only focus. Each segment of the maze brings her closer to a surreal truth. The warning.
Necesito saber. ¿Qué sabes de este sitio antes de que fuera tuyo?
En 1976 no había tienda.
A young boy receives a letter warning him of a looming death on his 10th birthday. As the clock ticks down, parallel timelines reveal a pattern of tragedy tied to the same location. One man races against time to rewrite fate before history repeats. The stepfather.
John, turn that down now!
Mother said turn it down.
Michael returns home from military school to find his mother engaged to a charming stranger. As tension builds, Michael grows suspicious of his new stepfather's too-perfect persona. Behind the calm exterior lies a killer intent on rebuilding the perfect family at any cost.